Hey guys, Vaz here from Aussie Playground, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at the Stampede 4x4 VXL. Now, if you don't follow the channel, recently I purchased the Vaterra Halix that you see back there, and I actually said in that unboxing that it was in direct competition with this truck. Now, believe it or not, I actually had no plans on buying the Stampede 4x4, but the feedback that I got from the running videos of the Vaterra as well as the unboxing kind of warranted me to lay out some money and actually purchase this truck. Now, main reason being is because a lot of people have actually been asking me which one of these is actually the better truck. And without me having both, I really wasn't going to take any guesswork and try to pretend that I knew. So I figured I'll purchase it, test it out the same way that I've done the Vaterra, and see which one actually comes out on top. Now, little bit of a disclaimer, I can tell you now that this is going to be the last unboxing for quite some time from Aussie Playground. If you guys follow the channel, you know that I've been buying a lot of RCs recently. So there's going to be a little bit of a break now. I've got a few things that I need to catch up on, and I've also got some projects going on in the background that you guys don't know about yet, that I will be uploading in the future, and also purchasing things for those projects. So stay tuned to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. Right, so enough talking. Let's open this guy up and have a bit of a look inside. Alright, so everything's out of the box. We get a bag full of goodies. Traxxas always do a pretty good job of supplying a bunch of spare parts and a few other bits and pieces in here. So we have some preload clips, we got a charger, we got some stickers, we got a warranty card, some advertising material, a manual should be in there as well. We've got body washers, some spare clips for the body as well, a little bag of tools with some Allen keys and a little one of those little cross wrenches. We've got a high-speed pinion gear in here as well, which is supposed to make the truck go, I think, for the claimed 60 mile an hour as written on the box. There's also a spare battery strap in here, which is pretty interesting. This one's got a pretty big kink in it, and I'm assuming that this is for when you're using thicker 3S packs in the truck. You swap over your battery strap to be able to fit those bigger batteries in there. Preload spacers, there's a couple of pistons there for the shocks as well, a few other little washers and a few other little things. So pretty standard stuff and pretty well equipped as per normal. The battery pack that I got with this truck is a 3000 milliamp, had to double check there, 3000 milliamp, 8.4 volt nickel metal hydrate. It's a Traxxas pack. It's pretty standard gear as supplied by them. You can buy this truck with a LiPo battery as well. You do of course need to pay a little bit extra, but I went for the poverty pack and just got the standard battery, purely because I got plenty of LiPos lying around anyway. Remote is a TQI remote, but it does not come with a docking base. This guy, you do have the option of getting the docking base if you wish. There's a little screw on the bottom here. You can slide this whole bottom section out, install the docking base, screw it back on, plug it back in, and away you go. It's a pretty decent remote. I mean, it doesn't do a bad job. It doesn't do a fantastic job. It certainly doesn't have all the whistles and bells that you would normally expect, from a vehicle like this, but it has all the trimmings and everything that you need. So it runs on 4AA's as well. Quite a good little remote. The truck itself, moving on to this guy, you can see the color scheme that I've gone for there, which is like a black sort of charcoal-y type of color. Very, very nice. I'm really impressed with the overall layout and design of the truck. I like the black chrome rims as well, which they look fantastic. Really match the body, I think. The body itself, it's a fairly flimsy little thing, very light, not very thick at all. I'm not expecting this to last too long, but hopefully it'll last long enough for the process of the testing that I'm going to be putting the truck through. So that should be okay, hopefully. The truck itself, nothing new here. You guys would have seen or should know what this guy looks like. You have electronics on one side, battery on the opposite end, running the waterproof electronics. Of course, you've got waterproof steering servo, a receiver box in there as well, which is waterproof, and you've got waterproof electronics at your ESC and motor. The motor, I believe, is a 3500 kV brushless motor. It's the Valenion motor from Traxxas, and of course you can run this guy on 2S and as well as 3S. Aluminium motor mount, which is pretty standard from Traxxas nowadays. I do like the fact that they have a little cover on the center drive shaft as well, which is great. I did notice that with the Telluride. My Traxxas Slash didn't come with it, but I have heard a rumor, or someone told me at some point, that apparently the newer ones actually come with the cover on those trucks as well. I got the LCG version, but I got it pretty early on in its release, and at the time that I got it, it didn't come with the cover. So it'd be interesting to know if that is actually available for the Slash, because it would come in handy. Plastic drive shafts all the way around, very much like the Vaterra Halix. Plastic shocks as well, and of course, as you saw in the bag, give you preload spaces for your springs. They do already have some preloads installed in there for you as well. You've got adjustable camber links and toe links, pretty much. You got adjustable camber links, toe links at the front, and adjustable camber at the rear. What else can I tell you? Body posts are pretty standard. These are not adjustable, although the Vaterra did have adjustable body posts. Certainly not a deal breaker, but it would have been nice if there were. There are 3 mounting positions for your shocks on the A-arms, both front and rear, and also 3 mounting positions for your shocks on the shock towers, which is great to see. That's pretty much everything else. I mean, all your corners here, your caster blocks, your hex adapters, everything is plastic. There is really no aluminium on this other than the actual motor mount. And there's also an aluminium brace at the front and at the rear, just here behind the wheelie bar. So, and of course, yes, it does come with a wheelie bar, which is great to see. I have to say, I mean, there's nothing here that I haven't seen before, especially in the Telluride 4x4 that I unboxed a while back. You know, it's a very, very similar design. This is all ball bearing raced as well, which is great. You know, a nice little flexible bumper at the front. A couple of things that I've noticed on this truck that I think are a little bit better equipped than the Vaterra Halix has to be the fact that they've you know, included things like this at the front here, which the Vaterra Halix actually has, but the Stampede's also got them in the rear. Just back there, and the Halix did not. Adjustable camber links and toe links. The Vaterra had standard plastic links, so this again has a little bit more adjustments available. Also comes with a wheelie bar, and you know, the Vaterra Halix would have definitely have used that even on 2S. That thing was a little bit of a beast. Once I whacked the 3S in there, it was almost you know, flipping on itself. So the wheelie bar would have definitely come in handy for that truck. Tires on this guy, I'm going to say they feel a little firm. The actual foam inserts feel a bit soft, but you know, it's a monster truck. You're not really here to sort of break any lap times with it, and if you do want to do that with this truck, well, you're obviously going to have to change out the tires anyway. But you know, it just feels a little firm. I kind of like the rubber compound on the Halix personally. What else can I tell you? Suspension setup out of the box. It's pretty nice, pretty plush. I'm actually quite impressed with it. Does feel a little bit heavier at the rear than it does at the front. The front feels a little bit lighter. I'm assuming that that's because, you know, when you throttle the truck, you know, it tends to squat a bit. So I'm thinking that they've used thicker oil in the rear shocks. But that's just logic talking. I mean, you know, could be wrong about that. The only other thing I can say that I prefer on the Halix over the Stampede is just the way that they've installed the servo and all the steering in that truck. Here they've sort of exposed the servo underneath the truck. Now it does have this sort of skid plate, and I don't know if you guys can sort of see that. The servo isn't really directly in harm's way, but being exposed like that does, you know, open the opportunity for it to be damaged in some way, or having some sort of steering get caught somewhere. The Halix has the servo facing up, and then it's got a few little links that sort of organize the steering at the front. Plastic caps on the shocks. The Halix had aluminium, so you know, I'm really only comparing the two because they are very, very similar. The way that they're sort of laid out in the chassis, although you know, everything's a little bit different, but the way that it's sort of laid out is very similar to the Halix. So that's pretty much it for this unboxing. I think I'm not going to go on too much with this truck because it is, you know, it's something that's been around for quite some time. I know you guys would be very familiar with this truck. Some of you may have even owned one or have one now as we speak. So I know that it's been around for a very long time. So I'm going to leave it here. Now, because we are a week away from Christmas 2013, I am going to wish everybody a very safe and Merry Christmas, and hope that you guys have a wonderful and prosperous 2014. But that is pretty much it from me. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button before you go, and if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, and I'll speak to you guys next time. And I've also had a few people say that, you know, or not say, Alright, so now we get everything out of the box. Let's have a look, see what we get. In typical Traxxas fashion, they give us a good old... Okay, so now we get everything out of the box. Let's have a look, see what you actually get. I can't do this.